Hello, Magic Casters of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance, and welcome to the 22nd episode of our second level spell series. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favorites thematically, Dust Devil. I just think it sounds kind of cool, also looks kind of cool. We'll get into that in a little bit. It is usable by the Druid, Sorcerer, and the Wizard, and it is found in the Elemental Evil Player's Companion, which some of our favorite spells are also found in. It's a great supplement. I'd highly recommend looking into it. Now let's move on to the mechanics to figure out exactly what's going on here. So your damage die is 1 die 8 plus 1 die 8 per spell slot level above second, which isn't inherently great, not gonna lie. The effect at a glance is as followed. Create a dust storm. Creatures within 5 feet take damage and are pushed 10 feet away on a failed save. Move 30 feet as a bonus action. It forms a 10-foot radius of heavy obscurement. So there's a lot that's going on with this one. Technically, it is a damage spell, but it's going to be worth noting that there's a ton of utility applications for this as well. Your cast time is 1 action. The range is 60 feet, but the actual area of effect here is a 5-foot cube. The duration is 1 minute, and it is a concentration spell, so please bear that in mind. The saving throw is a strength-based one, and on a success, they receive half damage, and there's no movement penalty. The components are verbal, material, and somatic. If you're curious about that material component, it is a pinch of dust, which is assumingly pretty readily available. The school is Conjuration, and the damage type is Bludgeoning. Now, let's move on to the full description here so we know exactly what we're talking about. Choose an unoccupied 5-foot cube of air that you can see within range. An elemental force that resembles a dust devil appears in the cube and lasts for the spell's duration. Any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the dust devil must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 1 die 8 bludgeoning damage and it is pushed 10 feet away. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. As a bonus action, you can move the Dust Devil up to 30 feet in any direction. If the Dust Devil moves over sand, dust, loose dirt, or small gravel, it sucks up the material and forms a 10-foot radius cloud of debris around itself that lasts until the start of your next turn. The cloud heavily obscures its area. At higher levels, when you cast this spell using spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1 die 8 per spell slot level above 2nd. Wow, that is a wordy one. That is oddly wordy. So basically, if a creature ends its turn within 5 feet of the Dust Devil, it makes a strength save. When it fails, it takes 1 die 8 damage, plus is moved 10 feet away. On a success, it's half as much damage just not moved, which is pretty cool. You can also move it as a bonus action, which is really nice. And it can also create its own heavy obscurement, which is pretty dang cool too. So now let's get into some cool alternative uses. So the first one that comes to mind for me personally is just using this to sow seeds of absolute chaos. For example, cast Dust Devil in a place like a laboratory or alchemist's lab and just watch all hell break loose. I think that's very cool. It might be worth noting as well that you don't actually have to look where you're moving it. You can just move it 30 feet in any directions. It doesn't say you can move it 30 feet to a point you can see within range. Once again, that's kind of left up to your DM's discretion as to whether or not he allows stuff like that. But we did the same thing in one of my campaigns when it came to Flaming Sphere, so please note that the wording does technically allow it. Another cool use for this is using it to draw pictures or write messages in dirt. I think that'd be very cool, very classy way to go about it, especially if you don't have to actually see where it is at all times. That way you can hide around a corner or something and have it spell out a message for an NPC or even a player. Like, why not, right? Use it as a DM. Outside of that, I think it would be very cool to use this as kind of a remote control car to a degree, or maybe even a remote control truck. It'd be a very cool way of moving objects from point A to point B and back again. I think it's just very neat, very interesting spell. Honestly, I want to say it's probably best used as a utility spell over damaging, but there are going to be some circumstances in tight corridors where this spell could be very, very helpful. In any case, guys, if you have any cool ideas, alternative uses, stories, or thoughts, please put them down in the comment section beneath. I really love hearing from you guys, as always. And if you like that cool hand-drawn Dragonborn on the screen and you'd like your own hand-drawn D&D picture, please check out the guild hall to figure out exactly how to do that. That being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and as always, everyone, happy spellcasting.